Hi, it's Roland from East Marsh Acres, and we're getting ready for winter. Or to paraphrase Game of Thrones, winter is coming. We've got notification in the weather app that an Alberta Clipper is on its way tomorrow, and we're anticipating somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 centimeters of snow or so. The chickens, so all of them, the older birds, layers, and the younger layers are all over here in behind the house. And you can see that the young ones are as curious as the older ones are about what's going on. We're going to leave them here for another week, and towards the end of next week we hope to actually move them into the high tunnel way over there. I don't know if you can see that with the glare of the sun. They've been here in a variety of different kinds of places. So we've had the little birds in chicken tractor, so you can see where they've been along the area in the grass here, and then we moved them into here. The older birds, as you can see in other videos, were over here to begin with. We moved them into this area over here for about 3 weeks or so, end of September, early October, and then about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, we actually moved them into a small little paddock with a white fence around it, which we've since removed. And then we expanded the paddock so that we could introduce both sets of birds to each other. And they're getting to know each other without giving them the opportunity to actually start bullying and all the things that chickens do. We noticed that the chickens are going through molting processes. So this one bird that you see here, this dark brown black bird, Coco, it has totally molted and has regrown her feathers. The Rhode Island Red right next to her is going through the process. So you can see that the feathers are, well, they're kind of scruffy looking. Hasn't got a real tail at this point in time. It's just shortened. And these Rhode Island Reds are doing exactly the same thing. Their egg production has dropped off drastically as well. So we're getting, on average, about 2 eggs a day out of 9 birds. 8 birds? 8 birds. We're expecting the young ones to start producing eggs very, very shortly. That should be in December at some point, January maybe. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. But they will all be together then in the hoop house or the high tunnel. So just to bring you up to date as to what we're doing. So I got to bring this along. A little difficult to do things when I have one hand, and I need to have a knife, and there's that fat one, and I need to have a fork. So this morning what I did was put a patio stone. We only had one broken patio stone, so that's there, and put 4 patio stones here to raise up the level in front of the door. This is supposed to be a pad of cement at one point in time, but we're just going to deal with patio stones at this point until we have the opportunity to put a pad of cement in, probably from the corner of the house there to the edge of the garage here, and then 4 inches thick. Maybe that's our project for next year. I don't know. I'm going to spend as much time as I can this afternoon before the sun goes down, so only a couple of hours. Getting rid of as much of this pile of wood chips as I can. So that'll be on a pathway going from the edge of that one up to the gravel here. And if there's time, I'll start a pathway. We've already had a pathway actually in this area, but going from this pathway through to the back of the house. We actually want to put a sauna back here, a barrel sauna, and probably next year sometime. And that pathway will facilitate that movement as we get that ready. And so I don't think that I have video recorded the finished. Oh yeah, I need a fork. I need a fork. Oh, I need the rake as well. So let me get the fork first. And the rake. And I lost the fork. And rake. Okay. Now, to get to it. So here, the pathway that I've completed so far to this end of the bridge. So you can roll directly onto the bridge from here. Then as you can see, I've finished the bridge off by putting some 2x6s at the end just to make it a little bit easier to get on. And we'll be putting the cardboard underneath the landscape fabric. So let me drop off equipment and get that set up so I can document what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll let you see what I was able to accomplish on this side of the bridge. So we now have a pathway leading to the bridge from the gardens. So you can go down the pathway. The wood chips will settle down. Step onto the bridge, you walk across the bridge onto the pathway on this side, and this is where I'm working next to actually establish the pathway up to the garage door. In the meantime, I will also show you other preparations that we completed for winter. It's kind of interesting. Albie does not go on the bridge. He walks beside it instead. It'll be interesting to see if he does that during the winter as well. And there's snow on the ground for watering that soil. Right, so this morning we pulled out the sidless tarp on this side. We still have more than half a row of carrots and some kale. It's still remaining, and then there's some asparagus that I need to cut off yet in preparation for next spring. These are flowers that we're just going to allow this row to continue to reseed, etc. This morning Patricia spent some time planting knoflook, garlic, and so that's in preparation for overwintering, and then it'll sprout in the spring. And last week we actually put the sidless tarp on these 3 rows. So we've got 3 rows covered here, and that'll be the way that it goes for the winter. And here we've got 3 rows for now until we dig the carrots out and harvest the rest of the kale. The kale can actually stand quite a bit of frost, so it'll be okay. And in fact, the carrots will be fine as well until the ground starts freezing, and then before that we have to have the carrots out. All right, in here we've removed all of the trellis for the peppers and the tomatoes and the eggplant that were in the back corner there, and we installed fresh straw that we picked that we got delivered last week into the corners. We don't have as much straw this year as we've had in the past, but it'll be more than adequate. And so we're thinking sometime next week we'll bring all of the chickens into the hoop house. Not sure exactly how we're going to keep them separate for a little while, but that is the plan at this point in time. We've taken down the sides that were up most of the summer. We had to remove some growth to do that, and same thing on this side. And then we'll install from the back as we've shown you before. So I have to clear out a little bit of space here so that we can close the door, and I need to put some wooden blocks that we can turn to actually close the door into this space as well, rather than using the big container that we did last year. So the rest of the grounds look about ready. I mean, things are looking much better than they did last year at this point in time. We've cleared so much of it with the chickens anyways. There's still quite a bit of buckthorn in the area. If you're wondering what that is, it's this stuff. Very, very spiky and sharp edges to them, and they actually can perforate the tires on the tractor as well. I had about $30 worth of plugs had to be put into those tires because they had been perforated in so many different locations. All right, Tricia has been working on cleaning up the so did I bring everything over or not? No, here's the on bushes, but I think I'll leave that until I come back. So that brings you up to date with what we're doing for now. Okay, I'm getting close to the end of the amount of energy that I have available. Tighten this up a bit. I have a pathway down to the bridge, And so we've used maybe 2/3 of this pile of wood chips. So if it gets covered by snow, it'll be sitting there waiting for us in the spring. And there's another smaller-ish pile next to it. So I'm going to go over to the other side and lay some landscape fabric and some wood chips down in front of the shed, because that's perennially an issue area that becomes very difficult to deal with on a regular basis. So just carefully put that. Okay, this one-handed camera person stuff is not easy. So again, across the bridge. Across the new pathway. Around the corner. And here's the shed. And what I'll do is lay landscape fabric and wood chips in this area so that we don't end up with the same issues that we've always had. Anyways, I will keep you informed on the progress. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to do. So it looks like this in front of the shed at this point. So I put a double width of landscape fabric in there and then covered it over with a layer. I can't go too high, otherwise I can't open the door. And this is what's left of this particular pile. And then we have a smaller one over there, along with all the birch that we could use for all kinds of fires, etc. Campfires. So Trish has been working on the bushes and tying them up. So there's a black currant, and there's a second black currant. It's an oak tree that we're not going to tie up because it's been doing fine. And there's a maple over there that you really can't see at this point in time. And then our fruit trees, so apples and pears along here, 4 of them have been tied up as well. And then Patricia did one of our plum trees. The other one is quite large, so you don't really need to do it. So there's the plum tree, and there's the other one. And then the raspberries can survive on their own, even though they had a tough summer with very little water. All right, so I'm going to head in because the sun has gone down over there. All right, so I am going to post this as soon as possible, probably tonight, after doing some editing, and we'll see you on the next one. If you like this, please click the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. We'd like to have you come along. Drop a comment and tell us what you like about our videos or would like to see a little bit more of, something along those lines, and we'll see what we can do. As we head into the winter, we'll probably give you updates. We're looking at a couple of inside projects, one of those being updating our battery bank. We don't really have a battery bank at this point in time. We have what is called, we're tied to the grid, and we do net metering. So the can that you see over there, our transformer, takes power from us and puts it to the grid, and then takes the grid power and feeds it to us. So we actually pay for the grid power by selling them our electricity that we generate from the panels on the roof. I haven't shown the panels on the roof very much. We're looking at upgrading to what is called a whole home battery, so that we actually have backup in the event that the grid goes down. We've got an estimate already. We have to do a little bit of a conversation, because some of the assumptions that are being made by it's the same company that actually installed our solar array to begin with. They're making some assumptions that we're not working from, so we have to work those things through, and we'll probably have to have a conversation with an electrician at some point in time to get things transferred over. Anyways, that will be upcoming, and you will see all of that work as we go along. All right, thank you for being with us, and take care, and we'll talk to you soon.